What's up, guys? Welcome back into another episode of the Michigan Recruiting Report. I am your host, EJ Holland. Before we dive into tonight's show, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel for free, get notifications every time we drop new videos. Sorry, we did not have a regular Q&A show, actually at a practice, seeing Michigan wide receiver commit Travis Johnson. Wolverines still trying to add more players to their class, so we're going to be talking about 5 key upcoming decisions. And also, before we do that, make sure to subscribe to the Wolverine.com. Use the promo code UM1. That's $1 for 2 months over at the Wolverine.com. Get exclusive insider information on everything Michigan recruiting, the team, basketball portal, and so much more. Plus, you get to be part of a great message board community with thousands and thousands of users. Again, use the promo code UM1. That's $1 for 2 months. All right, guys. So like I said, we're going to be talking about 5 key upcoming decisions this week. Several Michigan targets set to announce their commitments. Starting off on July 31st, Celisi Moa, top 100 athlete out of Utah, will be making his decision. Moa made an official visit to Michigan this summer, and the Wolverines continue to be a finalist for the number 2 overall athlete in the country. I've talked about Celisi Moa a lot recently, especially since I had a chance to see him live twice this offseason, including at the OT7 finals last month. He was one of the most impressive players at a very loaded event, 6'2", 175, really versatile guy who can play all over the secondary. Michigan has been recruiting him more as a nickel, also has Division I offers, P4 offers as a wide receiver. And I think that's the difference maker for Michigan, or what's going to separate other schools away from Michigan. He's a guy who wants to play both ways at the next level. I think his preference is to play wide receiver. Michigan has mostly been recruiting him as a DB. So going into his decision, I think Michigan's on the outside looking in. I would say Utah and Tennessee are the favorites in this recruitment. So we'll see if anything changes in the next couple of days. All right, let's go ahead and move on to August 2nd, which is a key date here for Michigan recruiting, as 3 prospects are set to make their decisions, including defensive lineman Deuce Geralds out of Georgia, top 100 prospect who made an official visit to Michigan in June. And going into the summer, it didn't feel like Michigan was that big of a factor for Deuce Geralds. And then, they kind of gained some steam on that official visit. And now I think in recent weeks, they've been considered the biggest threat to Oregon. Now, going into his weekend decision, I still think Oregon is at the top of his list. And Michigan has kind of faded a little bit. Obviously, they have a big defensive line class that they're very happy with. I'm not sure if Michigan is willing to play the NIL game here, especially, like I said, since they already have a large number of defensive line commits. So if I were to make a prediction today, I would probably say Oregon for Deuce Geralds, but we'll see what happens this weekend. All right, Anthony Davis, 4-star linebacker out of Georgia, also set to make his decision August 2nd. This one is very, very interesting. Ole Miss has been considered the favorite for most of the summer, but Michigan has really increased its stock in recent weeks. I was actually talking to our national analyst, Chad Simmons, earlier today, and I think we both still feel like Ole Miss has that slight edge, but Michigan, again, is right there going into the weekend. Obviously, the Wolverines have a big need at the linebacker position this cycle. I think Brian Jean Mary has received some criticism, both fair and unfair. If he can win over Davis, that would be a big win. Davis is a really intriguing linebacker, 6'1", 205, needs to add some weight to his frame, but has good length, very comfortable in coverage. Again, super athletic. I think he would be a very quality win over Ole Miss for Michigan. His other finalists are Alabama and Auburn. I don't think either is really in the mix. This is really coming down to just Ole Miss and Michigan. So while, at the time that we're recording this video, I might give Ole Miss a slight edge, I think this is a recruitment that Michigan has poured a lot of resources into. They've made a surge late. They are capable of winning this recruitment this weekend. Okay, next up on the list is another August 2nd decision date, and that is elite cornerback Devon Benjamin out of California. August 2nd, pretty loaded for decisions. Benjamin, an interesting case as well, a little similar to the Davis recruitment in that Michigan was playing from behind for Benjamin going into official visits and even coming out of official visits. It's always seemed like Oregon has been the team at the top of his list, but Michigan has really made things interesting in recent weeks. They've done a great job of keeping in contact with Benjamin, really pushing for his commitment. I think their willingness to spend on the NIL front is certainly there. The thing about Oregon, though, is obviously they have a lot of NIL to spend. They've made Benjamin a top priority. They probably have a bit of a better relationship with Oregon. He's been there more often than he has to Michigan. So, again, kind of like Davis, I would give Oregon the slight edge in the same way I'm giving Ole Miss the slight edge for Davis. But Michigan, again, very capable of winning this one and pulling off the upset this weekend. It'll be very interesting to see what happens on Saturday. All right, last on the list is the biggest name on the list, and that's five-star running back Savon Haidider. I feel like every name we've mentioned so far, Michigan's kind of playing from behind, but with Savon Haidider, I would give Michigan the edge right now. I think Tennessee remains a big threat for the five-star running back out of Virginia. The Volunteers check a lot of boxes for him, but so does Michigan. I think both are taking care of what they need to take care of on the business side. Both have made him feel like home. Both have made him feel like a priority. I don't know what else Savon can really learn other than having, those ongoing conversations with his family and letting his camp take care of the business side. It remains a close race. Savon has not given a staff a silent commitment behind the scenes or anything like that. So anybody that's saying, hey, I think it's this school because, there's some type of hint, there hasn't been a hint. Savon literally is not telling schools. He wants to keep things extremely close to the vest. With that said, I do feel like Michigan has done enough to win this recruitment. That relationship he has with Michigan running backs coach Tony Alford is strong. What Michigan is willing to invest in Savon Haidider is a lot. He is the most important target of this cycle, and they've made him feel that way. And I think they are going to do everything they can in the next couple weeks before he makes his decision to not only continue to make him feel that way, but also show him that, hey, we are willing to do whatever it takes. You are the guy. You are the future of the Michigan running back room. You can be that next great ball carrier in Ann Arbor. So, again, very close race between Michigan and Tennessee. I'd give Michigan the nod. Still a few weeks to go before the decision. So should be a lot of interesting information coming out of this recruitment. So for more on all the upcoming decisions, make sure to head over to the Wolverine.com. Use that promo code UM1. That's $1 for 2 months over at the Wolverine.com. Get exclusive intel on everything Michigan recruiting. And as always, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel for free, and we will be back, in a little bit more than a week. I will be on vacation in Mexico, so stay tuned. I will be back before the Savon Haidider decision, and we'll continue our normal live show and video schedule.